Hi guys, and welcome to Completed It Mate. This week I'm going to do another little Q&A session with you guys. I've got some questions here that you've asked me on Twitter. I want to try and do these more regularly. I think it's been about 5 or 6 weeks since I did the last one. You guys seem to like these Q&As and I like doing them. I think your questions are really interesting. So let's get stuck in, shall we? Nanks123 asks, do you still keep in touch with the lads from the Inbetweeners? Yeah, I do. We're really close. We went through a very special thing that not a lot of people have gone through. We were unknown actors when we started doing the Inbetweeners, and it ended blowing up, and going through that with a group of people will inevitably make you really, really close. We're like family. We talk all the time. Actually, we went out for dinner last night. I was having dinner with them. I think people were worried. I think people get worried that maybe we aren't friends in real life or something like that. I think if that was true, it'd maybe spoil the Inbetweeners a little bit. But we are very close. We're great friends. As you're watching this, I am working with Joe Thomas again, who plays Simon in the Inbetweeners. So yeah, very good friends with those boys. I love them to death. Crusader asks, what is the hardest thing about making YouTube videos? Well, the hardest thing for me is sitting here being myself and talking to you. If somebody has written a part for me, especially if it's a very funny part, then I have loads of fun doing that. It's a lot more nerve-wracking just being yourself, because you might not like me, and I'd obviously take it very personally. You know, that very first video that I made on this YouTube channel, I was literally shaking with nerves. I was whispering, you can hardly hear what I was saying, but because of all your support, because of all the comments that you make, you know, telling me that you think I'm doing a great job, or saying, hey, you should maybe try doing this will help you and your videos will be better, keep up the good work, things like that really do help a lot. They really, really help me make these videos. They make me feel more confident. It makes the whole thing a lot more fun. You know, I originally wanted to just make these videos for me because I enjoy creating content and editing, and just sort of, you know, I'm a creator. I like to make things, and so that's what I'm doing with these YouTube videos. I never really thought that anyone would watch them or subscribe. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you about video games, and so that's... What was the question? What's the hardest thing about making YouTube? The hardest thing about making YouTube, in short, the hardest thing about making YouTube videos is being myself and putting myself out there. I feel very vulnerable. I'm open for rejection, and I mean, I'm getting nervous talking like this. I think this person's name is E-Boy Leroy. For some reason, I've put the questions, I've printed them out, but I've made them really tiny to fit them on my page. But I've got all this other bit of page to use. I'm rubbish. Anyway, E-Boy Leroy asks, does it get boring when your fans just mention your in-betweener scenes in streams and comments? So obviously, a lot of my comments are, and a lot of questions people ask me, are in-betweeners heavy. But that's cool, like that's great. Like I love that people are still talking about that show and those films. For me, it's been almost it's been over 10 years of my life for me, and for people to still be into it is really great. Like I really like it. Like I'm proud of the Inbetweeners. I like it as well. I've done some stuff that I maybe thought didn't turn out the way that I wanted or was as good as I hoped. But the Inbetweeners, I loved doing it. It was the best thing to do. It was so much fun doing it. People love it, and so naturally people want to carry on talking about it. And a lot of people would come into my YouTube channel off of the back of the fact that I did that show. It doesn't bother me at all. Like I like it. I embrace it. That was my watch. I'll put that on silent. It's something that doesn't annoy me. I hope people don't think, oh god, he must get sick of people wanting to talk to him about the Inbetweeners. Like, it's great. Like, it's changed my life. Like, all this equipment, this room and everything, and my house, my cars, all those things are off of the back of that show. It's you know, I owe a lot to the show and to the people that went out and bought those cinema tickets and bought the DVDs. So the least I can do, if they see me on the street and want a picture with me, or want to just chat about the Inbetweeners, the least I can do is talk to them about it, because it's those people that have given me a career. It's those people, it's because of something as popular as the Inbetweeners, because the Inbetweeners was so popular and so huge, and it made so much money, it's given me the freedom to do other stuff, to pick and choose what I want to do. I'm very choosy about what I do. I don't just do anything, which is why I get a bit of stick. People think that maybe I haven't worked since the Inbetweeners, which isn't the case. Like, I work all the time. I'm very, very busy. I'm trying to create my own things at the moment. I've been working in the States. I spend a lot of time in Hollywood these days. It's just that I pick stuff nowadays that I like and that maybe not everybody likes, because, you know, I probably will never do anything as popular as the Inbetweeners again. It's unheard of, really, and especially in comedy. And, you know, I've got a weird sense of humour, so a lot of the stuff I like to do is what you'd call sort of cult, or what Alan Partridge would call small viewing figures. But I do, you know, it's given me the freedom to do whatever I want with my life. You know, when I was doing the Inbetweeners, when I was doing the first series, and even after the first series went out, I was still fitting kitchens for a living. That's what I was doing. I was driving around fitting kitchens. So I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to do anything like that for the rest of my life, which is brilliant. Joan She says, have you ever tried the Xbox side of games? Some good games on there. Yeah, I do actually have, I own all the Xboxes. I've got them up there. You can't see them, obviously. I've just preferred PlayStation. I'm just in love with PlayStation. And so there's not a lot I can do about that. But those early Halo games were brilliant on the Xbox. And especially when you could do like co-op missions together with your friend. I really, really enjoyed playing those. But apart from that, I've always just preferred PlayStation. On the whole, most games are across both the platforms, so you know, most games come out on Xbox and PlayStation, so it's not really a big deal, is it? Darren O asks, favourite guitar you own? I've actually got some cool guitars. I've got some good guitars. I've got, let me think of all my guitars. So I've got an Epiphone Sheraton that I bought when I was 16 years old, and that's what I used when I used to be in a band and I thought I was going to be a rock star at that point in my life. I've got a Union Jack Noel Gallagher Epiphone replica, which I had made, which is beautiful, which I love. It's like a cross between a Sheraton and a Riviera. I've got, again on the Noel Gallagher theme, I've got a pink Paisley Telecaster, which he used around the year 2000. He uses that guitar when they played Wembley in 2000. I've got a Rickenbacker 330, 12-string acoustic Martin. I've got a little mini Martin, a Martin LX1. I've got a 3/4 sized Martin, and I keep that in America, so when I go over to America, that's there, so I've got a guitar there. Favourite is my Gibson. So in answer to your question, it's my Gibson acoustic. Aaron North asks, would you quit acting to do this full time if the channel got huge? Well, I wouldn't, because I really love my job. It's what I always wanted to do, and I'm doing it. So I wouldn't quit acting for anything. And this channel, it won't get huge because of that. I can't bring out that many videos. I try to bring out a new episode each week and then a Let's Complete at the end of the week. But that's difficult for me. It's a struggle because of my job. I think for it to become huge and for you to sort of make a lot of money from it, you need to be bringing out videos, you know, 5 or 6 a week that everyone watches, and unfortunately I just don't have the time to do that. And also I think my videos would suffer if I did start doing that. I think they would maybe be a bit slapdash and quickly made, and I like to take my time on these things, even though you probably can't tell. I do work really hard on them. I wouldn't quit acting, and I don't think this channel is going to become huge, whatever that means. Joshino says, what's your biggest gaming disappointment? I'm not really like that. That's not really my personality. I think disappointments, I eventually just forget. Like, I don't hang on to disappointments. I try and move on from them. I think that's quite a healthy way to live your life. But most recently, in the last sort of couple of years, I would say the latest Tony Hawk's game, which I was hoping would, you know, take me back to the glory days of Tony Hawk's. Like Tony Hawk's 2, it's probably one of my, not only my favourite game on the PlayStation 1, but probably one of my favourite games ever. Like, I love that game. And then also Star Wars Battlefront. Like, I don't know what I thought that game was going to be, but it was just rubbish. I thought there was going to be like a story mode. It was just sort of like a rubbish first-person shooter that you can only play online. I was really disappointed by it. And finally, bit of a downer this question. Silver Tremor says, can you play Mortal Kombat? Well, I actually don't like beat-em-ups. Like, I don't like fighting games. They've never really got me to stick around. There's a very specific scenario for me where beat-em-ups worked, and that was on an arcade machine with a friend. Like, I've never had any interest to play those games on my own. You know, just two fighters going left and right, punching each other, Hadouken, things like that. Yeah, no, they never really kept me interested. I got bored of them, and I never ever play them nowadays. So, a little bit of a negative way to finish this video, but the video is about to finish. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you to everyone that submitted a question. I will be doing one of these again very soon, so if I didn't get your question, you can try again next time. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, because I love your comments and I read every single one of them. Until next time, I'm off. Adios.